Maybe their ex will come back to them, or they go back to their ex because they can't cope. Oh, I can't cope. Breakups can be extremely hard. No matter how many times you've been dumped or you've done the dumping, the decision is never ever easy. And the aftermath can be a bit of a whirlwind, okay? Be the dumpy or the dumper or whatever, the aftermath is never ever easy. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the 5 stages of a breakup, okay? And obviously this can apply to men or women. When I did my research, this is the 5 stages that I came across, and that's why I'm going to share it with you so that you can be comforted, especially if you are the dumpy. If you're the one that's just been dropped, you can be comforted that there is light at the end of the tunnel, even though at the moment your heart is racing, your chest is hurting, your heart is aching, your head is pounding, and your eyes are filled with tears. I'm here to tell you that there is a rainbow out there and it does get better. So just hang in there. And actually, once I've gone through the stages, if at any point you can sense yourself in any of those stages, please drop it down below, because I myself, I've been through all of those stages at one point in time. So without further ado, let us get into the video. So the first stage is pain. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yes, as I described, your heart is aching. You actually feel like someone stabbed you in the chest, and they're probably still stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. So quite frankly, this stage is probably filled with, actually not probably, I know it because I've been through it, and I think most people have gone through it as well. You're going through all sorts of pain, and there's going to be a lot of weeping, wailing, and crying. Sometimes alone behind closed doors, and sometimes with your besties. But whatever it is, there's a lot of heightened emotions involved. So get them tissues out and make sure you grieve, and grieve well, okay? Because you love this person, you're attached to this person, and they probably made up a chunk of your life and all of a sudden they're gone. Your body needs to readjust to this shock. So yeah, one of the outlets would be to cry. So embrace it, embrace the pain. That's the first stage, unfortunately. And the thing with this stage is, there isn't any deadline or time frame, so to speak. Some people can cry a day, a week, a month. Some are even clocking a year. Yeah. But yeah, take as long as you need, but make sure that it's within reason. Okay? As I always say, sometimes man's rejection is God's protection. Yeah. Now the second stage is distraction. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, but yeah, distraction. Being distracted tends to help, okay? But be distracted with healthier options, okay? Do not pick up an addiction that you will struggle to put back down. So get immersed in hobbies that will feed your soul, feed your mind, feed your body, but in a good way, okay? Even though you're giving yourself that time to be distracted by this relationship that you've just left or had to leave, keeping your mind occupied with new and positive memories really helps, because once you stay still for 2 seconds. The mind is just readily available to regurgitate all those memories of woulda, shoulda, couldas and the potential of what this person was, okay? And sometimes we don't necessarily miss the person, but we get confused because what we're actually missing is the potential that they could have been. So we miss the memories, the promises, the gifts, the time, the conversation, and now you may feel alone, okay? That's what you miss. So being distracted and not having to regurgitate all those things tends to help in this stage. And remember, when you're grieving or when you're being distracted by all of this, when the thoughts come back, remember that you're grieving the person that you wanted, not the actual person that you were with, okay? That should help relieve some of the pain and help you continue to be distracted. Now, this shouldn't be confused with being in denial, okay? This is not what I'm trying to advocate in this stage. It's just keeping busy, but creating new habits and new routines, because obviously this person has taken a chunk out of your life, okay? So that's what that stage is. Now the third stage, stepping out. If you know what I'm doing. You'll start to get to the point where you finally feel like you're ready to mingle, ready to go back on the market and get to know new people. Because why? You've done the crying, you've done the grieving, you've done the new memories. Now you're ready to really get your teeth stuck into some new fish, you know? Not that men are fishes, but you know, just metaphorically. Now in this stage, you will meet probably some of the same people that you've dated in the past and you probably don't want to be mingling with again, but be mindful that the world is still out there. Bad boys are still there, narcissists are still out there, but know that good people are also out there as well. You just have to do the sifting, the vetting and all the above. Be mindful that not everyone who is good to you is actually good for you. So just be mindful of all of this when you are mingling with people, especially if you're at this stage, okay? And you started to meet new people. You don't need to be with the first person who makes you happy. In this stage, this particular stage, if you meet new people and you actually vibe well with them, you don't necessarily have to, you know, let your guard down all of a sudden and make them your husband right there and there. Take your time. The first person who's nice to you may not be the one, okay? So just take your time. Other things make up the one, okay? Take your time. Also be very, very mindful that at this stage is probably most definitely the time where your ex will come back into your life or try to come back into your life, maybe trying to get back with you, or even worse, trying to flaunt their new toy to you. Their new girlfriend or their new whatever situationship or whatever that they have, they'll try to flaunt that to you in this stage. So just be very mindful of that. And sometimes you might even bump into them when you're out with your girls or doing your own thing, thinking that you are fine and doing well, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then you're thinking, I was not prepared for this. Okay, so just be mindful that at this stage that may happen. If any of you are in this stage where you're getting to know new people, let us know if you bumped into your ex and how it was. Was it awkward? Was it fine? And how you got over it. Yeah, that would be nice actually. But overall, they bump into you or they come back, you know, they flash themselves across your eyes just to basically set you back. Because maybe they've seen you online doing well and all of that, and all of a sudden they need to, you know, come spoil the party. So just be very mindful of that, okay? That's when you go into number 4, withdrawal. It feels like you're back at square one. The stage number one, the pain stage where you were crying and all of that. It may feel like you're back there again and you're having to retrace your steps and pick yourself back up. And this is sometimes the stage where you don't even want to go out, you don't even want to leave your room, and either you're overeating or you've lost your appetite. Basically, you feel lethargic, and that's when you feel hopeless and you feel like, will I ever find someone? They're off living their best life without me, and look at me, I'm single and I'm lonely and boo-hoo. That's the withdrawal stage. But if you hold on just a little bit, the next stage, which is stage 5, the final stage that a lot of people tend to miss, and as a result they end up going through the same cycle. Maybe their ex will come back to them, or they go back to their ex because they can't cope. Oh, I can't cope. So they'd go running back. But if you just hold on a little bit and you actually go through this stage that I'm about to talk to you about, then you know you can actually attract a high value man. So the last stage is the self-love stage, okay? This stage is so important, ladies and gentlemen. But a lot of people do not want to go through this stage. Why? Because it's quite fearful. You know, some parts of you have never been explored before, and all of a sudden you're having to embrace, you know, you're having to stare at the figure or the person you see in the mirror and actually love that thing, that person. Sometimes that's a very daunting place to be. So yes, but it's very important. Before you can love and pour into someone else, you have to be able to love and pour into you. Ultimately, it's up to you to learn to love yourself first and acknowledge the worth that you hold, you know, your absolute worth. Embrace those insecurities, ladies, embrace them. When you're able to look in the mirror and love every inch of that mind, body and soul, that is power right there. Okay, ladies? Know your worth. Know the difference between what you get from people and what you deserve. Okay? Know that difference and bear it in mind. Once you're able to get to that place where you actually feel worthy and you bring a lot to the table and you do deserve good things, that's when in this stage, whilst you're pouring into yourself and being the best version of yourself, showing up strong like that, that's when you can bump into that high value person. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? So ladies and gentlemen, if any of you have gone through all of these stages and you're out at the end, at the self-love stage, definitely drop some hope gems down in the comments to encourage someone else out there, because breakups are very tough. Okay, now my next video on breakups in the breakup series is going to be how to actually get over someone that is not good for you, basically. So please stay tuned for that, and until next time, take care and God bless. Bye bye.